try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands.
What up, what up, what up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everyone doing this beautiful Friday? The weekend is here. The weekend is here. One day away from our last preseason game for the Miami Dolphins. And then, folks, we're a little over right around 2.5 weeks until the season starts. Football is back. Football is back. Football is back. It's back. Super excited. Miller, good morning, good morning, good morning. Michael, good morning. Michael K, good morning. Cap, what up, what up? Aqua, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's funny, Michael K, preseason means something. Practice means something when the Dolphins get manhandled, but when the Bills get manhandled, it doesn't mean nothing, right? That doesn't mean nothing, right? The Dolphins finishing up joint practices with the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday, and it got a little chippy. Again, these are not the same Miami Dolphins of years past where, you know, the narrative around this football team is that we're soft. I think a lot of the soft players have left the building. We got some people on this football team that aren't going to take other teams shit. You know what I mean? And we got some guys willing to put you in your place. You know what I mean? No longer is this team going to sit there and allow you to just out physical them. You know what I mean? And, you know, everybody was trying to put the narrative with the Detroit Lions when Detroit destroyed us in practice. They did, but it wasn't because they were more physical than us, that we were soft, and they, you know what I mean? They just were a better football team than us. They put a better product on the field. The Buffalo Bills are soft. The Buffalo Bills are soft. How about that? How about that? The Bills are soft. Again, the Buffalo Bills, I'm so sick of the Buffalo Bills fans acting they've won anything but division titles ever. Ever. The Buffalo Bills have won nothing but division titles ever. Yeah, I know it's funny, right? It's funny. The Bills franchise is funny. No championships. No championships to the city of Buffalo ever. Ever. You guys want to brag about the last 10 years. But you guys, you know what I mean? Like, what do you got besides some division titles? We got some championships. We got some ships. We got some ships. We got possibly the greatest team that's ever been put on a football field that went undefeated. Stop kidding yourself, brother. Stop kidding yourself. The Buffalo Bills are wasting Josh Allen. They're wasting Josh Allen. I think it's more relevant than never in the history. And again, you guys haven't won anything. You haven't won anything. You don't got no Lombardi trophies to show off. You don't, you know what I mean? What's your history? Some division titles? Come on. Come on. There's teams out there that win division titles with 8 wins. You know what I mean? Come on. Come on. Because you are casual, Michael K. You are the most casual football fan I think I might have ever met. Your casual comment doesn't bother me anymore because you are casual. You're the definition of casual. A casual fan is someone that will put their whole argument based on some division titles. You want some division titles. Some division titles. That's what you gonna hang your head on. Come on. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm not angry at all. I'm not angry at all. You're just a joke. You're a joke. Everybody sees that you are absolutely 100% casual. The fact that you can't admit any good in any other team besides the Buffalo Bills is casual. Yeah, they hung up. They got a banner for AFC championship. Come on. If he was not worried about Miami, he would not be here. He can say all he wants, but money talks. I'm willing to put my money on the line that the Dolphins win more than 6 games. His excuse is that, oh, I've already bet a bunch of people. I've heard you say nothing good about any team, any player. But anyway, enough of Michael K and his delusional Bills fandom. And their congratulations to the Buffalo Bills on their division titles. Their division dominance and their division titles. Congratulations to you guys. Another year of maybe winning a division title, but you have no chance at a Super Bowl. You have no legit shot at a Super Bowl. I know you guys was hoping and praying Lamar Jackson was hurt. I know you guys was hoping and praying Lamar Jackson's really hurt. When Lamar Jackson went out with his foot injury the other day, you guys your dicks probably got so hard from that. He don't want to lose that hippie ponytail he got. He don't want to lose that hippie ponytail. But anyway, yeah, joint practices yesterday with the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins looked really good. Again, defense defense was better for both teams. Miami Dolphins and red zone drills. Tua carved the Jacksonville Jaguars defense up, doing what he was doing. Miami's defense really held strong, uh, only allowing the Jaguars' first team offense one touchdown in red zone drills, which is phenomenal. Which is phenomenal. Trevor Lawrence threw two pick sixes to one to Jack Jones, one to Fitzpatrick, which is great to see. Uh, again, there was multiple skirmishes, fist fights, one that ended up going all the way back to the indoor training facility. Jalen Wright was involved in one. Jack Jones was involved with both. So again, these guys aren't gonna take the bull crap. Patrick Paul did really well against Josh Allen, the defensive player for the Jags, not the quarterback for the Bills. He did really well. He held his own. And one-on-one battles, first rep, he put Allen on his butt. Second rep, Allen got the better of him. Third one was kind of a draw. But Josh Allen's one of the best pass rushers in the league. And the fact that our second year left tackle is holding his own against one of the better pass rushers in the league is very, very promising. It's very, very promising. What's up, Finspin? Uh Mike McDaniel held a presser yesterday. Um he spoke on Darren Waller, says he expects him to be ready for the start of the regular season. Darren Waller took some reps in team drills yesterday, but didn't participate in the joint practice portion. Him and Julian Hill were running wind sprints in the end zone. I think he's going to be absolutely ready for the regular season. I don't think we're going to see what we truly have in Darren Waller. I think it's going to take a couple weeks to get him acclimated to the offense. But I think week one he'll be out there and he'll make an impact. But I don't think we're going to see the true impact of what Darren Waller is going to bring to this offense for the first couple weeks of the season. Again, the season starts in about 2.5 weeks. The major concern for this football team right now, besides our depth on the offensive line and our corners right now, is Miami Dolphins continue to suffer injury after injury after injury. Perk said he's more worried about H-Han than he is about Wright. Well, yeah, Cap, because H-Han's injury can lead to something way more serious. If you try to rush it back, your body's crazy. Like if you have a calf injury, the rest of your leg is overcompensating other places. It's putting more pressure on other parts of the leg, which a calf injury could very easily turn into an Achilles injury. It can turn into a bunch of things. Darren Waller don't block. I'm expecting losses less than Mike Gesicki. Listen, Darren Waller wasn't brought in the block. You know what I mean? Darren Waller wasn't brought in the block. Jonnu Smith wasn't a great blocker neither. Right tackle, Larry Borum's played better. I'm not happy with Larry Borum. Austin Jackson's not going to be ready for the start of the regular season. The guy is still in a walking boot. The guy is still in a walking boot. Yesterday, Jalen Wright went down with an injury. which I don't know if news has came out yet about what the injury is, but he limped off the field. Beat writers were saying that it looks serious. They're not saying that it looks season-ending serious, but definitely multiple weeks serious. So that's concerning with HNR being out. That's concerning with HNR being out. Now, of course, there's rumors about Miami being interested in Washington Commanders Brian Robinson Jr. Obviously, you know, we were interested before the Jalen Wright injury. We got to be almost all in on him at this point, right? We definitely got to add someone to the running back room. Without question, we got to add someone to the running back room. Now, I really wish Raheem Mostert was getting released, but at the same time, even if Raheem Mostert was getting released, he had some real crucial things to say about the Miami Dolphins recently, so I don't know if that's really an option to bring him back. But I would love to get Raheem Mostert back in the building. Yeah, he had a tough year last year. He had a tough season last year. He struggled to hang on to the ball. Brian Robinson wants a new contract, no dice on him. Yeah, Cap, I'm not willing to give Brian Robinson a contract. That I'm not. Big C, you ever play in a league with 2 flex spots? I may have. I'm not against it. I'm not against playing in a league with 2 flex spots. Cat for Life says next week cuts will tell a lot. Yeah, I mean, I think we can find a back. We don't have to go trade for Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson's all right. You know what I mean? Like, we can take a look at his stats. But I mean, Brian Robinson's stats aren't crazy or off the, you know what I mean? They're not, the guy's not a superstar back. He's good, but he's not a superstar back. So last year with Washington, he had 14 games played, 187 carries, 799 yards, 4.3 yards a carry, which is very pedestrian. It's not good. It's not bad. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. And he had 8 touchdowns. He had 20 catches on 25 targets for 159 yards and no scores. He's got 2,200 career rushing yards, averaging 4.1 yards a carry and 13 touchdowns. So again, nothing that I would I think it's worth trading for, right? Joe R, what's up? Wilson signed with the Raiders. I mean, I think there's backs out there that we can get to come in and contribute. I don't think that we should sit there and rely on Ollie Gordon to be the starter of this football team. Ollie Gordon has looked good in training camp, but again, Ollie Gordon hasn't gone up against a bunch of starters. He's mostly produced against backups. Wilson may get cut. I mean, that's an option. What's he with the 49ers? Is Wilson with the 49ers? He got signed with the 49ers? Are you talking about the Dolphins, Wilson? I don't think Wilson's getting cut. Zach Wilson, that is. Quinn Ewers didn't take any snaps yesterday. Very few, if any, yesterday at practice. Zach Wilson's going to be the backup quarterback here. Yeah, Jeff Wilson signed with San Francisco, right? I'd be willing to bring Jeff Wilson back. Patriots cut a guard. Deuce Vaughn is a dude who's getting cut and was best running back in college at his time. Yeah, Miller, I'd like to have someone that has produced some kind of something in the at the pro level. I think we'll see some players cut. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at bringing Jeff Wilson back. Do I think? I mean, how long are they going to have to come in and produce for? I think. I mean, Ollie Gordon and Jeff Wilson, they're not the same type of running back, but they're kind of similar. Maybe we get someone that's a little. I mean, Ollie Gordon can be that power back, and I see Jeff Wilson more of a power back than I do anything. Just with the way he runs, you know what I mean? Jeff Wilson runs with anger, with intensity. See you later, Joe. Kenneth Grant's day to day. I mean, Daniel says the injury is nothing serious, but again, these injuries keep piling up. Kendall Sheffield's out. Jordan Brooks was hurt yesterday. That's a big one for us. Jordan Brooks is the quarterback of this defense. We're counting on big things from Jordan Brooks. Trade the farm for Bijan. Hell no, Miller. Hell no. No way in hell I would do that. For a running back, no way. TGI Friday, bro. Yeah. 2.5 weeks to the regular season. Super stoked, right? Judon can fill in for Brooks. Judon's not the middle linebacker, though. Mike McDaniel was asked about the Judon signing, asked why he was brought in here with when that's such a deep unit for us. And he simply said because he's a dog. He's a dog. And Matthew Judon is a dog. He's one of those guys that's going to bring that intensity. He's one of those guys that help change the culture of this team being soft. Again, I don't think this is the same team that you can call soft. I don't think this is the same team. We've changed so much to this team. I mean, if you look up and down the roster, what positions can you say, hey, listen, that guy's soft? Maybe quarterback. Maybe running back. Maybe. And is that just because Achane's undersized? And I mean, he's got kind of an injury history. But along the defensive line, I don't see no softness. Linebacker units, no softness. I don't see no softness in the safety room. Corners, I don't know if they're soft as much as unproven. Jack Jones ain't soft. We know that. Bijan is a generational. I'm not giving up a first round pick for any running back. Zero. Did anyone ever see the movie Frozen? I see our pass rush like that pack of wolves who got the guy who got out of the lift. Oh, no, I've never seen it. To Austin Jackson. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say Austin Jackson's soft. But that's just a few. That's a few players. And I think we're going to see the difference this year. I truly think we're going to see the difference. Definitely quarterback is soft and made of glass. I mean, he's definitely made of glass. As far as soft, I mean, I mean, we see Tua get salty. We do see Tua get salty, so he got some fight in him. He do got some fight in him. I mean, I don't know if because your body can't hold up, if that necessarily makes you soft. I think a team that has no fight in it, you know what I mean? I think if you have no fight, if you just, you know what I mean? So I guess Tua falls under that. This is the year they need to show it or heads will roll. You know, Seriously, the biggest issue with this football team, and it continues to be that way this year, is health. Is health. This team cannot stay healthy. This team cannot stay healthy to save its life. Now we all know what Tua's injuries. 2022, Tua's injured. He suffers that first concussion, suffers a late season concussion, misses the playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, right? (2023) Tua's healthy, but literally everybody else on our football team is hurt. Literally everybody else on our football team gets hurt. 2024, Tua's hurt again. Tyreek's hurt. I mean, just Tua being out 6 games cost us the playoffs. What up, Sean? And now here we are at the start of this season, and already we're dealing with Jalen Wright, Jordan Brooks, Kader Kohu out for the year. Artie Burns went out for the year. Austin Jackson out. Achan hurt. Tyreek dealing with oblique. This team just can't stay healthy. This team just can't stay. Ashton Davis out. This team just can't stay healthy. Kenneth Grant hurt. Again, Michael K., if you think that most teams deal with the amount of injuries that we do, or if teams can overcome the injury to the quarterback position, let's see where the Buffalo Bills finish with Josh Allen being hurt. I'd love to see where the Buffalo Bills would finish without Josh Allen. We're talking 5 wins most. We totally revamped the strength and conditioning department, but at this point, maybe we need to go look at it. Brought in a bunch of FIFA guys, and still too many injuries. I'm not sure what the Grant injury is. I know he's day to day. The Lions didn't lose their starting quarterback. The Lions didn't lose their whole starting offensive line and every pass rusher they had. Paul looks like he's a beast who will take extra attention this year. They'll take some heat off Jonah while he learns. Yeah, Phins, it makes sense, right? Sean, at this point with the Miami Dolphins, though, it just doesn't, injuries random, yeah. But at this point, the way the injuries affect this football team, it just doesn't seem right. It feels like it's got to be something more. It's got to feel like something more. I mean, obviously, Tua is an undersized quarterback. After that first concussion, you're more liable to get more concussions. Sure, but is that their offensive line too? Is that their quarterback? Again, you have little to knowledge of any situation that you're talking about. And this team drives me crazy. They absolutely drive me crazy because I see the talent on this football team. Chris, I don't know much about the Paul, but why doesn't he play right tackle for Tua's blind side? Well, I mean, because they had Austin Jackson first and foremost. But I guess that could be an option. Browns are another team that always has the injury bug. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because if you look at the rest of this roster, we have talent in a like, we have a lot of talent in a lot of areas. I mean, Armstead's always been a left tackle. Some guys can't make that transition. Some guys can't play both sides. And Patrick Paul wasn't ready to start last year. Austin Jackson was better than Patrick Paul last year. I mean, Austin Jackson was hurt, but Austin Jackson is absolutely, Michael. Austin Jackson is 100% a disappointment. He was a failed draft pick. We drafted this guy to be our franchise left tackle. He's not even good. He's not even a good right tackle, and he can't stay healthy. He misses more time than Tua. On the Grant injury, McDaniel said it was something that would sideline any player. Yes, family jewels, maybe. Got in the nuts. Got to wear them cups. Yeah, I mean, Patrick Paul's looked real promising this year. Everything is saying that he's going to be all pro left tackle. And I think when the Miami Dolphins eventually move on from Tua, left tackle is one of the most valuable positions on the offense. Hey man, content matters. I'd have donated the bone marrow to save my sister's life too. Ever since then, he hasn't been right. You're right, Miller, and listen. He's a great person for that, but that means Chris Greer shouldn't have drafted him. You know what I mean? And that's what I believe too, Elwood. You don't want him. You don't want regression from Patrick Paul to move him onto the right side when he's been so good on the left side. I think that's a major problem with Liam Eichenberg is that he's been thrown to so many positions, he hasn't been able to master any of them. Just when he thinks he's the left guard or the right guard, they're like, all right, you got to go play center. All right, we need you on the other side of the line. And he hasn't been able to fully put his all into any one position. He's constantly have to change his technique, constantly have to change his footwork, constantly, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if he played right tackle. I don't think he did. He may have. I'm not sure if he did or not. Does anybody know if Patrick Paul played right tackle in college? But this team, if this team could just stay healthy, and that's a big if, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying completely healthy. Obviously, teams suffer injuries. But if we could add some corner help and some offensive line depth, which isn't unrealistic to add, right? It's not too much to add. It's not too much to ask. You give up a third rounder for a starting corner. You hit up after final cuts. You hit up the free agency. Bring in Isaiah Wynn. Bring in a decent swing tackle. And this team has potential. Some running back depth. All things the Miami Dolphins are capable of adding. that won't cost you an arm and a leg. Patrick Paul has the ability to have an all pro season. If Chris Greer would really put his all into this football team, and look at the amount of players that were signed during free agency. We all thought that Chris Greer's Stephen Ross closed his wallet to Chris Greer. Stephen Ross closed his wallet to Chris Greer. But then we go sign Matthew Judon to a contract that could pay him up to $6 million. What players could we have got in free agency at the heart of free agency for $6 million on the offensive line? We could have added Jair Alexander for probably $6 million. I truly believe Jair Alexander, if we offered him $6 million, would have came here. The Dolphins' offensive line could be as good as the Bills. They're not healthy on the right tackle. Stop giving excuses to Miami to injury. Listen, it's part of the Glenn. Injuries are injuries. They're part of the reason, right? If you have an extreme amount of injuries, you're not going to be able to win football games. Bottom line, it's not an excuse; it's a fact. Jackson is a disappointment. He's a disappointment when you draft someone to be your all pro left tackle. You want him to turn into an all pro left tackle, and you have to move him to the right side of the line because he's not good enough at left tackle. Then yeah, I mean that's definitely what I'd call a disappointment. That doesn't mean he's a horrible player. I just wish this team would have went all in at some point, like the Rams did. The Rams didn't have draft picks for multiple years, but they didn't go into the season with gaping holes. And yeah, maybe it wouldn't have turned out well because maybe Tua would have got injured. Tua's only been healthy 1 year. Left tackle isn't the most important part of the line when Tua is in the game. Okay, no one said it was. Nobody said it was. We didn't go all in, Miller. We didn't. We were close. We were close to going all in. Yes, and the Rams only had one bad year, and it was after they won the bowl, and it was because Stafford and Cup missed most of the season. Yeah, I agree. And at this point, I would listen for one Super Bowl. For one Super Bowl, I'll deal with 5-6 years of 2-win seasons. I swear to God, I will. Maybe a lot of fans feel differently, but for me, one Super Bowl, I'll take 5 years of 2-win seasons. I want to hear from you guys. If you could be guaranteed a Super Bowl this year, but it meant that we would have a 2-15 record for the next 5 years, would you take it? Would you take it? Finsman says, screw that. I want days of perpetual contenders back. Listen, that sounds great, but contenders doesn't mean Super Bowls. I want a Super Bowl title. Timothy says, hell yeah. Michael says, hell yeah. First off, Michael K, there's lots of teams that have struggled or haven't been good in the playoffs that have turned it around the next year and won Super Bowls. Also, guys, depth at the line is hard to find because people aren't always willing to part. And that's true, Sean. Line help is hard to find. Teams don't let offensive linemen hit the market. Offensive line help is hard to find. But look at if Chris Greer won the Zach Wilson signing, complete stupidity. I couldn't believe they gave him that much money. That $6 million could have been. How much did Mekhi Becton get? How much did Mekhi Becton get? Miller, I'm saying guaranteed Super Bowl win. A guaranteed Super Bowl win. Pete's take. What's up? What's up? Listen, Pete. Do you need my Cash App yet? You need my Cash App yet? Because Cam Smith is not starting more games than what he's not. So I'm going to need you to slide that 100. I'm going to need you to slide that cash my way. That $100 bet. You remember it. Don't front. He signed 2-year, $20 million. I didn't think he signed that much. You sure? He may listen. He can be stashed all he wants. The bet between me and you was you said Cam Smith will start more games than he won't this year for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, the bet is the start of the season. I'm saying he might not even make the team, brother. I'm not worried. No more starts than not. So what's the bet? What's the bet? All right. Was there any others? So what's the Pete? What's the bet? That wasn't the bet. You go back and listen to the recording. I didn't say he wasn't going to start not one game. I didn't say he was not going to start not one game. We're going to have to find that recording. There's no way I would have bet that. There's no way I would have bet that he's not going to start one with the way our corner room is. You said that he was going to. You clip it because I'm telling you, you said he was going to start more games than he wouldn't. I would have never bet $100 that he only going to start. He ain't going to start one game. You might lose that bet anyway, though. You might lose that bet anyway, regardless. But that's not what the bet was. I want you to find that clip. I'm going to go back and look. For real. You're going to have to send that 100 this way, Pete. I appreciate you stopping through, brother. Last season was the same scenario for Austin. We're 2 weeks out and he's still in a walking boot. You think he's gonna be ready for week 1, Aqua? Yo, Pete, that's not what the bet was. I'm telling you, find the clip, brother. Yo, Michael K, are you the grammar police now? Like you the police? The Jalen Wright injury, I mean, he wasn't playing great to begin with, but I mean, it's concerning, right? Achan's not going to be ready. I hope they don't force Achan back because we have no depth. Because I mean, that's liable to lead to a major injury. I think practice yesterday was promising. And don't forget, like all these joint practices, what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball, it's without our number one player, the best player on our whole football team. We're without our best player, and I don't think people understand what Tyreek Hill does for this football team. I think we beat the Colts. I think we beat the Colts without Agent. I think our front seven is good enough to put enough pressure on Daniel Jones to beat the Colts. Put your money where your mouth is. Hotels are expensive. They are expensive, brother. Yeah, I wouldn't play Ali Saturday at all. Yeah, I wouldn't want to risk Tyreek returning punts. Pete, you better find that clip because that's not what the bet was. I'm telling you. But I don't even know if Cam Smith makes this team. You might get lucky that Cam Smith might make the team just because of the injuries. Imagine if we would have signed Nick Chubb. I wish we would have, Timothy. I wanted us to sign Nick Chubb. I wanted us to sign Nick Chubb. Now we just jumping out the window. Imagine if we drafted Russ instead of Tannehill. Yeah. And the Miami Dolphins have dropped the ball on signing running backs or trading for running backs. We had an opportunity to trade for Saquon Barkley 2 years ago. The Giants, we could have got Saquon for a 5th-round pick. We dropped the ball by not signing Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry wanted to come here. Nick Chubb was available. Imagine if we would have drafted Tristan Wirfs. If we got into everything that we could have done or should have done as far as the draft and free agency goes, man, this team would be a superpower. We'd have, you go back to we should have drafted Randy Moss. You know what I mean? Drafting Aaron Rodgers. TJ Watt instead of who's the kid from Missouri? Charles Grant. He might not be the Nick Chubb of old, but Nick Chubb is still I think Nate Chubb's still better than anything we have on this team right now. Allen used to throw a lot of INTs because he had a deep ball pass attack. Brady likes efficiency. Yeah, Brady. Brady was Brady was similar to Tua. He didn't throw the ball downfield like that. That year he had Randy Moss, he did. The fact of the matter, if this team were healthy, we're closer to competing than we're not. Whether people want to agree with that or not, we are closer to competing than we're not. It's just the fact that Chris Greer continues to not address all the holes on this team efficiently is a problem. The fact that Chris Greer hasn't brought Isaiah Wynn back, that he didn't get more depth on the offensive line. Like his idea of fixing the offensive line was drafting one player and signing one player. That wasn't enough. Sure, if we trade for Brian Robinson, I'll go live. Austin Jackson was the 18th pick. Still, that's too high for him. Big C, you becoming an if guy and an excuse guy? No, I'm just saying. Glenn, that's my perspective. You can have yours. The team built consistent currently how we are, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what we're going to be. We're going to suffer injuries upon the offensive line. The depth on the offensive line is not very good. We've seen that this offense doesn't run to its full potential when we have a bad offensive line. I think our front seven's great. I think it's going to help our corners, but I still don't think the corners that we have are good enough, and they continue to get injured. Where do we have top flight backups at? Where? What position, Pete? You want this player and that player, not saying coach these players. Glenn, there's not enough time to coach up these players. You're talking about coaching up guys, 5th round, 6th round picks, undrafted guys. That's who you want to coach up. We're 2.5 weeks away from the season. If these guys aren't coached up at this point, they're not going to be ready to start the season. If they're not ready at the beginning of the season, we're in trouble. Raheem Sanders, I liked Raheem Sanders a lot. South Carolina running back, I liked him a lot. Even if your front gets home, teams will just start throwing quick passes like Bengals did. Yeah, Sean, but that eliminates the deep pass. That eliminates the effectiveness of our offense. It takes away the deep pass. I mean, they were throwing the ball downfield against the Jags. Okay, Glenn, just last week, even yesterday, Brian Thomas Jr., Jags wide receiver, and I think this kid's a stud. He was dominating. He was dominating. There's not enough time. There's 2 weeks left till the season starts. How much are you going to be able to coach these young guys up? Now, Jason Marshall Jr., he's done good. He's done good. And I think with time, he'll be a good corner. We are not expecting the 5th and 6th rounders to start. So who's our starting corners, Glenn? Who's our starting corners? Oh yeah, the beat a great rush is a quick pass. Yeah, Big C Waddle has to cook his old buddy. There's no way Hilton's starting on the outside, right? I was thinking that too, but I don't see how Hilton's on the outside. Jack Jones and Duck for now. Jack will go down injury prone. Then comes Cam Smith, season takeover. Cam Smith isn't the second in line. And what round was Storm Duck drafted in? What round was Jack Jones drafted in? Nothing you've seen from these guys in camp suggests that they're good enough to be the starting corners on this football team. Nothing you've seen so far suggests these guys are good enough to be the starters. Michael, I don't believe the Dolphins are in a position to cut a player like Hilton. I think Storm Duck is a nice depth piece. He's not a starting corner. He's not a starting corner. Cam Smith falls behind literally everybody on the depth chart that we sign. We have not seen them in Anthony Weaver's scheme. How he will run this. All right, Glenn. All right. I think you're putting too much faith in Anthony Weaver, to be honest. I think Anthony Weaver's a really good coach, but you're putting too much faith in Anthony Weaver like he's a defensive god. That's just my opinion. Exactly. Storm Duck, undrafted free agent. Again, Storm Duck, maybe someday he's a starting caliber corner, but it's not today. It's not today, folks. I don't think Weaver's a huge concern. I just don't think he's not the is he the savior of all defenses? Like, I mean, people act like he just because he can just fix all the problems on this defense, and I don't see it. I don't see it that way. I mean, Glenn, we didn't not have a pass rush at all. I mean, Glenn, we had a decent year on the defensive side of the ball. But the fact of the matter is teams didn't have to score a lot of points to beat us. Calais Campbell had a really good year with Zach Sealer up front. That helped us. I'm not sure how many exact sacks we had. I know Zach had 10. Calais probably had 5 or 6. Chop was 6. We definitely had better corner play last year, which is huge. And the pass rush wasn't as good, but we lacked turnovers, we lacked sacks. Yeah, Sean, I don't know. I think Mike McDaniel's a good offensive coach, but he definitely doesn't adjust very well. He doesn't adjust very well. Because when Tua went down, this offense went dead in the water. Went dead in the water. I mean, that's a hot take, Pete. I'm not sure what I believe on that. You know what I mean? I think the sample size on Weaver is too small. I think the sample size is too small. But I think a lot of fans would disagree with you. Glenn, you can't necessarily say that. You can't say that. You don't know what it's going to look like as far as giving up passing yards. If elite wide receivers are able to do to us what Brian Thomas did to us yesterday, what St. Brown did to us on a weekly basis, we're in big trouble. I do think Biggers makes the 53. I think Zeke Biggers does make the 53. And Edward, we have to hope and pray it is. We have to hope and pray it is because we need help. We need some depth. We need some running backs. We need some offensive linemen, and we need a starting caliber corner. It's not just 7-on-7, Glenn. It's 11-on-11. It's whatever. This corner issue is gonna. If we do not address the cornerback position, it's gonna be a bigger problem than you think. Watch, mark my words. And I don't think we need to go get superstars at the cornerback position, but I think we need to go get some competent starters. We need some competent starters. Get the kid that was here last year. What's his name again? Now I'm having a brain fart. Kendall. Fuller. Yep. Go call Fuller. Bring Fuller back in, and trade a third round pick, fourth round pick for a starting caliber corner. Call Isaiah Wynn, and these aren't moves that can't be made. It's not unrealistic. It's not saying it's not like I'm like, oh, if we had Lawrence Taylor and Dan Marino at quarterback and Barry Sanders at running back. No, these aren't unrealistic moves. Again, you go get Isaiah Wynn, find a swing tackle, bring back Kendall Fuller, trade a third or fourth round pick for a starting caliber corner. This team will be very good. If they can remain healthy, they will fight for the division. Not really any really surprise cuts. Pete. I had Zeke Biggers making the team. No, I wouldn't say there's any surprise cuts. Ozzy Tropolo, 6'8" right tackle. Again, this team is close enough that if they were to go and make these moves, and that's what kills me, Glenn. We can talk about what the team looks like right now, and I think this team, if if we make no moves, if we make no moves, we're not making the playoffs. If we don't add any offensive line depth or any corner depth, a starting corner, we're not making the playoffs. Facts. And you can get mad at me or whatnot, but this team will not make the playoffs if we don't add any offensive line depth or add a starting corner. Because we're going to suffer injuries on the offensive line without a doubt. Every team does. And we're not going to be able to stop elite passers. Cap, stop that. Stop that with that Skylar Thompson thing. Stop it. Stop it. Skylar Thompson's terrible. Terrible. He's not even gonna make that football team. He gonna get caught. That Timothy, absolutely. Offensive line and cornerback. Without question. You're crazy, Miller. We seen what Skylar did here. Glenn, if we got to trade a 4th-round pick to get a starter, I'm with it. I like Theo Wease a lot. I wish there was room on the roster for him. I wish there was room for Theo Wease on the roster. I like him a lot. I think he's fantastic. Timothy, there's no way that I don't believe there's a world that they carry 7 wide receivers. Oh, you like this hat? I think Asante Samuel wasn't good before the injury, Glenn. And I think he's going to be right back on IR before you know it. Them neck injuries, bro. I don't see him as a starting caliber corner, to be honest. I just don't. I don't think he's that good. If you didn't want to give up draft picks, we should have signed Jair Alexander. I think we reveal it in like 6 days, Timothy. I think in like 5 or 6 days we reveal it. Michael K, when do the Bills wear their throwback their new jerseys? No, but when do they wear them? Do you know, Michael K? I wish they were wearing them on that Thursday night game against us. We're wearing ours Monday night against the Jets. You guys ain't wearing yours till week 18? Shit. That's crazy. Waiting all the way till week 18. We're wearing ours week 4, right? Right, Joe? Week 4 against the Jets, right? Monday Night Football. I wasn't going to that Thursday night game. I'd really consider going down for that Jets Monday night game. That shit would be dope. Oh yeah, week 18 is red helmets. That's not the day. That's not the day they're wearing them jerseys. Week 18 is the red helmets. Which I do think the Bills should go back to those 90 uniforms. I do. What do you Bills fans think? I think the Bills red helmets, them 90 uniforms, those are dope. I like the white helmet once in a while, but I think those red helmets are dope. Joe, I think they're gonna be Miami Vice. If you look at every other Miami sports team, the Heat, the Marlins, they all do the Miami Vice color scheme, the pink, the black. I've seen the preview videos, but I can't remember them for some reason. Yeah, Timothy, I like all the throwback jerseys too. Maybe Joe, maybe. I think I'm really gonna try to get down there for that Saints game though. Like I said, I'd love to get down there for the Monday night versus the Jets, but yeah, folks, we're 2 weeks away from the start of the season. Let's see if there's more news that Ricky guy, Ricky dropped the news that the Miami Dolphins were the leading candidate to get uh, Brian Robinson Jr. from the Washington Commanders. I don't necessarily think that's a great trade for the Miami Dolphins, but they definitely need to add some running back help. We'll see if any news breaks on that. Tomorrow is our final preseason game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The starters will play. How long will they play? I'm not sure. I expect no more than 2 series from Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe 1 if he comes out and he leads the team down for a touchdown drive. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to talk about that. And the season's only 2 weeks away, baby. Will you do a record prediction show? I sure will. And again, if you want to get down with fantasy football, think about it over the weekend. We'll talk about it Monday and get it set up. And make sure you check out Game Changers tonight, 8 p.m. I think. Me and Mike Jones will be breaking down the AFC and who we think's going to make the playoffs, who's going to be the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC, and who may be going to the Super Bowl out the AFC. So make sure you check it out. Tonight, 8 p.m. Game Changers. It's only going to be on the Game Changers channel. So please make sure you're on there. Yeah, we'll do an open panel for after the game. Listen, I'm a real fantasy football player. I'm with it. But yeah, me and Mike Jones tonight at 8 on the Game Changers channel. Make sure you stop in and check it out with us. All right, I'll see y'all later. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share. I appreciate you all. Fins up. Peace.